crowd is definitely ready. So are we. Off we go on EA Sports. The Raiders offense set to take over for the first time. They're led out by the man from Purdue, their quarterback, Aiden O'Connell.
I always like studying quarterbacks in year two. I think rookie year, there can either be a lot of growth, right? There's the biggest ability to take that jump, but there's also some struggles you have to work through. In year two, a full offseason, really understanding the playbook. Things have kind of slowed down for you. I feel like year two is a really good indicator of what long-term success looks like for any young quarterback.
Man in motion here is Tucker. And it's a positive start. A gain of 5 to get things going. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. From the gun, it's O'Connell. That one caught over the middle by the rookie. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
Every quarterback's dream is, can I get the ball out of my hand as fast as possible and get it to a guy that can do the rest after the catch? And it seems like nowadays, throughout the entire league, the best offenses thrive in yards after the catch.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Lone back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. And he'll get forward for a couple. It's 2nd down. They go play action. It's O'Connell. Throwing it right into the hands of his running back.
Defensive coordinators preach all the time, play pass defense with vision. It's exactly the case here. They're able to rally to the ball, keep that to a short game.
They'll come up to 3rd and 3. In motion is Myers. From the gun, on 3rd down, it's O'Connell. And he's going to have the 1st down taken down after a short pickup of 5, but it will keep the drive going. Man in motion here is Tucker. Out of the gun, here's a run up the gut. And he'll manage to get this ahead for a pickup of 5. Off the play fake, it's O'Connell. That is going to be pulled in. He's got it. Trey Tucker. Touchdown, Raiders. They find the end zone here on the opening drive, and Greg, they're able to do it in the air.
Mike, it makes you wonder, is this drive a sign of things to come? I mean, this secondary, they had their hands full there. Are we going to see it repeated throughout the rest of this game, or are they going to have some answers on defense?
Daniel Carlson on to attempt the extra point. It's up and through. And the Raiders will take a 7-0 lead. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Here's Lad McConkey to return. And he will get back to only about his 20-yard line. That's where the drive will start. So here come the Chargers, the offense getting set to come out, led by their quarterback, the 6th overall pick of the 2020 draft. It's Justin Herbert.
In my opinion, Mike, if they expect to leave here today with a win, they're going to have to be aggressive early and often. They might not connect on all of them, but pushing the ball downfield could open up a lot of opportunities for you to take advantage as this game unfolds.
The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. Forward for about 3 yards. Tyree Wilton, former 7th overall pick. They're on the tackle. And 7. Here's a first carry for their running back. He'll be stopped after a pickup of about 3. Robert Spillane spills him there. They'll try and play with some pace early on. Herbert going to try to throw on 3rd down. He's got his tight end. That's Hurst. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
These 3rd down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on 3rd down.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. Now a first carry for the Alabama product, Najee Harris. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
You want to see linebackers play downhill, Mike, meaning there's not a lot of side-to-side pursuit. They're attacking the line of scrimmage, attacking the ball carrier. That's exactly what we saw out of this guy here. He's able to make the stop at the line of scrimmage and keep it to no gain.
Now the former Ohio State Buckeye, here's J.K. Dobbins. Third down and 9. From the gun, it's Herbert. Oh, he did all he could to get away, but they're going to catch up to him. It is a big loss.
Outside of a turnover, this was probably the worst-case scenario. Immediate pressure in his face with nowhere to go with the ball downfield. Just get the ball out of your hand. Live to play another down. Instead, he retreats backwards and leads to a massive loss.
On 4th down, out is J.K. Scott to punt for the Chargers. Back 8 for the Raiders, it's Trey Tucker. And good coverage by the punt team. They stop him before he can get any return cranked up. The Raiders offense ready to possess the football for the 2nd time. They lead 7-0 thanks to the touchdown on the opening drive, so try to double up here as they begin this drive 1st and 10. They'll begin here on the ground. And he'll get 2 on this one before being taken down. Second down and 8. On play action, O'Connell. Going down the center of the field, open man, and it's taken in. No touchdown, but they are close. Going to be 1st and goal. They've got it at the 3.
They really showed off their connection on that pitch and catch, Mike, and just really good ball placement and really good separation downfield. And when those two things align, it's just really challenging for a defender to stay with them and take that play away.
So the big play gets him down close, and now it's 1st and goal. They'll try to run this one in, and he'll plunge forward to the 2, setting up 2nd and goal. From a little closer, here's 2nd and goal. They'll go with him again. A 2nd effort, and he is in. Touchdown, Vegas. Taking care of business on the ground to get the score. And, Greg, the big guys up front, they deserve some praise on that one.
Absolutely, Mike. And it really only takes one guy to distort the defense and win his block. But in this case, give credit to the entire unit. They did their job, and they reward their offense with a touchdown.
Now Carlson to add the extra point. He knocks it through. And the Raiders move out on top, 14-0. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. On the return is McConkey. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Chargers offense ready to take over for their 2nd possession. They trail by 2 touchdowns, so the time is now. Got to get that rally going. First and 10. 3 tight ends in the game to start the drive. The drive will start on the ground, and they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
And a nice pickup there by the back with an explosive run play. And it's important to point out, Mike, this offensive play caller, he's still working off that opening script. It doesn't necessarily have to just be the first possession. Using formations, using run game and pass. Unmask the defense and understand where to take the play calling as the game unfolds.
So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. They'll stay on the ground. And he finds a little bit of space. He'll take this forward for a gain of 4. Here's a 2nd and 6. They'll give it to Dobbins. And he's going to have a first down. Good run down inside the 45-yard line.
2nd down at these distances, Mike, you pretty much anticipate a pass, and I think that's what the defense was lined up thinking. In this case, they leave a little too much room on the ground, and the offense is able to pick up a first down.
And they'll take this down inside the 35.
This offense has to be thrilled, Mike, with the success they've had here on the ground in this opening quarter. Now as the rest of the game unfolds, everything in the game plan continues to open up.
And he lowers the shoulder. A gain of about 3. So after 1, it's the Raiders with the early lead. And we're back in Vegas. Up front, flags down, mistake-filled first half continues. That's on the former first-rounder, Rashawn Slater. Now Herbert on the bootleg. That's complete. It's Lad McConkey. And he'll be very close to a first down. Won't quite have enough, but now a much more advantageous spot.
One of the biggest challenges of playing zone defense is defending a quarterback when they break contain of the pocket. All the zones have to move along with the quarterback, and it is just a lot of stress put back there, and you're able to find a soft spot, and they're able to connect.
And he's going to have the first down. So they convert on 3rd down with a pickup of 9.
Now they're entering the area of the field, especially with the amount of yards they've gained on this possession, Mike, where it feels like a touchdown is critical. For the defense, settling for a field goal here, especially with the ball where it is, feels like a win.
On the move at the 14-yard line, it's 1st and 10. They're going to motion their tight end, Hurst. Herbert now on 1st down. And that is caught in the end zone. He's in. Touchdown, Chargers.
But you think back to their first possession of this game, Mike, it resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important as this game unfolds. They get the ball back for possession 2. Now they try to find some rhythm, find their identity of the game plan, and they come away with 6. So that's how you bounce back in this league. It's not always going to be perfect. Really nice job settling into this game here with their 2nd possession.
Cameron Dicker, the kicker for the extra point. The kick is good. And the Chargers are on the board. It's now 14-7. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. From the 6, here comes a return. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. The Raiders offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with 1st and 10. Man in motion here is Tucker. He'll get this out to the left flat. And he will not get away. Terrific open field tackle. Gets him down behind the line.
The quick passing game in the NFL, Mike, is so dependent on yards after the catch. You got to generate space with the scheme, and then it's up to the receiver to do the rest. In this case, nice job defensively, because this guy couldn't even get back to the original line of scrimmage.
Pressure gets there, and down he goes.
So after picking up some positive yardage on first down, they end up going backwards on second. That sack now brings up 3rd and long, and what most of the time is a very pass-happy situation makes them very one-dimensional.
So backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. Out of the shotgun, O'Connell. He'll try to run for it.
That's a great job defensively. Even though they let him escape the rush initially, there was nowhere to go with either their ball or as a runner, and they're able to force 4th down.
On 4th down, A.J. Cole to punt for the Raiders. This one fielded out beyond the 25. And it'll be a good return. He's able to get it up past the 40-yard line. The Chargers offense and their big play wide out getting set for their next possession. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a 1st down. Shotgun now for Herbert. He's going to look for the home run ball. And that is incomplete.
Well, not exactly breaking news here, Mike. They got speed on the perimeter that just not a lot of teams in the NFL have. So even though that ball falls incomplete, I think they have to continue to do it. Continue to pressure this defense and make them defend the entire field. Because as they're worried about him running by them, there is a lot of space open underneath.
Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And the tackle's going to be made down at the 40-yard line.
Zone route running, Mike, is very simple. Once you come off the line of scrimmage after the ball is snapped and you know it's zone coverage, as long as it's sort of in the area the quarterback expects you to be, my rule was just run where they're not. And when he throws it, catch it.
They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Out of the gun, here's Herbert. This one caught by the back out of the backfield. And they'll move this ball way down into the red zone, inside the 20-yard line.
Mike, you've heard me say it 1,000 times. The easiest down to throw the ball in the NFL is 1st down. I hate when teams wait till later in the possession to throw the ball. So early 1st down completion, you're on the plus side of the field. Now you're thinking strike. Touchdown, field goal, but either way, I'm coming away with points.
So they move inside the 20, 1st and 10 at the 18. Play action now. It's Herbert. And he's in. Touchdown, L.A. 2 touchdowns for him now on the afternoon. And that is number 2. Greg, he is off to some kind of start in this one. 2 quarters and 2 receiving touchdowns.
Mike, this is one of those situations where as a defensive coordinator, you've got to give your group an answer. Because right now, they don't have one for this guy.
Point after now from Dicker. He's got it. And the Chargers will tie things up. We are all even at 14. So back to level after the touchdown. And time for the kickoff. To return is Tucker. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The Raiders offense and the wideout getting set to go once more. This one, everything we could have hoped for to this point. All even at 14. They'll start this drive with first down. To throw is O'Connell. That's caught. It's the tight end, Brock Bowers. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards.
And this is where the versatility of the tight end position really starts coming into play. Not only do they have to line up with their hand on the ground, but they can occasionally split out in the slot. And man, they're too fast for linebackers, and a lot of times they're too big for defensive backs.
Gonna get that complete. Jacoby Myers. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a first down after a gain of 7.
Really nice job there to move the chains early in this drive, but now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball. Cross midfield and go. Anytime you find yourself on your opponent's side of the field, you have to be thinking points.
The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3. They face second down and 7. They'll stick with him again. Able to make one man miss, but that's all. They get him. Take him down behind the line.
With how fast they were all over that play, you almost wonder, Mike, was there a pre-snap tell? Did they know that play was coming? Because I'll tell you, that defense was on it from the start.
Third and long. Here's O'Connell. He bought as much time as he could, but he will finally be taken down.
I can appreciate the idea of keeping the play alive, right? Giving as much time as possible to your targets to uncover downfield. But you also have to play to your strengths. You got to know the type of player that you are. In this case, doesn't have quite enough speed to get away and probably should have just thrown it away.
Here's A.J. Cole now, as he's on to punt for the second straight drive. And he'll be brought down, short return, and they'll take over there. The Chargers offense starting to trot out for this next possession. They'll work in a tie game here in the second quarter and get started with 1st and 10. They'll start this one with a 3 tight end look. On play action, it's Herbert. That's to the tight end, Hurst. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard.
Really well done here by the defense, Mike, executing this zone defense, and they've got to be able to pattern read. You're not just going to drop back to a spot and just play like a robot. Based on what the receivers do off the line, the defenders have different rules of where their zones move to. Well, they had that one dialed in right from the...
And he's got another one! Touchdown, Los Angeles. That is his third touchdown of the afternoon. This is turning into a monster game. Let's keep an eye on this. 3 touchdown catches alone in the first half. Could be a record-setting game. Kicker now for the extra point. It's up and good. And the Chargers have broken the deadlock as they move out to a 21-14 lead. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. This taken in at the 8-yard line. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Vegas offense ready to get rolling again. They're searching here for the tying score, down 21-14. They'll begin 1st and 10. He'll try to push forward. He'll wind up getting 3 yards with that one. Derwin James, the former All-Pro, in on the tackle. So, 2 minutes to play in a back-and-forth first half. We'll return to Las Vegas after this. A 2nd down throw for O'Connell. The pressure gets there, and down he goes back inside the 20-yard line. Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. They'll try to get this one on the ground. Now a timeout, Chargers here. That's their 2nd, as they'll discuss what's to come as 4th down is looming. Here's the punter now, as he's on to punt for the Raiders. Here comes a return, and he's going to be brought down after a short return, and that's where his team will get possession of the football. The Chargers offense and their wide receiver getting ready to get back to work. They'll start out 1st down and 10. Now Herbert. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete.
So the defense comes out in a cover 2 shell. And what that means, Mike, is the 2 safeties are going to split the field in half. One guy has one half, and the other guy has the other. There are abilities to get down the middle of the field, especially if you have speed. But really where you can attack it is they don't have enough guys to defend all of the underneath zones. And if you run the right concepts with the right quarterback, you can pick them apart.
Good work after the catch. They gain 19 yards and a first down.
And this is why most teams, Mike, decide to take the ball first after the halftime break, because they want to be able to control this middle 4. At the end of the first half, you can use your timeout. You can use some strategy to steal an extra possession. If they're able now to go down and come away with points, they'll have a chance to double it up again right after the halftime break.
And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
You find yourself in these 2-minute drills, Mike. They're pretty critical moments in the game. They go a long way to deciding the outcome. So it makes a lot of sense. You start looking for your top target, and he comes through for him there.
1st and 10 now from the 36. Herbert to the air again. And he'll be taken down at the 25-yard line.
That last completion's going to go a long way towards at least finishing this 2-minute drive, Mike, with some points. You're already in field goal range, so now the idea is continue to work the clock down, take a couple shots at the end zone. You want to get points, ideally a touchdown, but either way, you have...
And he will score again. Touchdown Chargers. Make it 4 touchdowns for him on the afternoon. So that one, his 4th touchdown catch of the game. That is one behind the single-game NFL record. Point after now from Dicker. He's got it, and the Chargers have doubled their advantage. It is now a 28-14 game. They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the first half. And the kickoff's coming their way. From a yard deep, he's going to bring it out. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And a short pickup past the 25. So we hit halftime, and the visiting Chargers are on top. As we send you to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with the EA Sports Halftime Report. It's all yours, Coach.
Okay, Michael, thanks very much. And with that, we welcome you.
And we're back underway here on EA Sports. On the return is McConkey. Now an opening past the 30. Good return here. Brings it up to the 33-yard line. Justin Herbert back out there. He and the Chargers getting set to go once more. And he's been as good as advertised. Take you through some of the highlights. 4 touchdown passes on point with his receivers right throughout, and continuing to master running and executing this offense. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. The third quarter begins with a run. And he'll get about 6 there, setting up second down. To throw, it's Herbert. Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. He can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a third down.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front.
And Herbert going to slide to a stop. He's picked up a first down. 14 yards on the pickup. Herbert now on first down. He'll get this complete to his man out of the backfield. And they're going to move this ball. .25-yard line.
Every defense in the league, Mike, they stress the importance of defending the middle of the field. And in this case, that's just too much room to operate. They have to find a way to close and cloudy up those windows, make the quarterback throw the ball to the sidelines. When you allow him to operate in there, especially with that much space, you're going to make for a long day.
That's a gain of 11, and they'll move the chains with another first down.
The best offensive play callers in the NFL, Mike, do a great job tying in their under-center run game, like we just saw here, with their under-center play action game. And the ability to make those two things look alike, man, it puts a lot of stress on the defense.
And that'll be good for about a half dozen. It'll set up second down. Now it's Harris. Only a couple on that one. It'll set up third down.
And with that run, Mike, even though it brings up third down, it still keeps this offense in what they call a 50-50 downs. It means with the down and distance provided, you can call a run or a pass, and both are equal threats. And that's what makes it so hard for these defenses to defend those situations.
They'll try to run it with Harris. And he'll go down back at the 4-yard line.
I'd like to see that running back be a little bit more decisive with his cut, Mike. You can see he was a little hesitant, and once you're late making that decision, you just kind of get strong laterally. Great job there by the defense, and he has no choice but to take that loss.
So now, fourth down, and Cameron Dicker is on for the Chargers. This, about as short as you can get. Dicker's kick is good. And the Chargers will extend their third quarter lead.
And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. This will be returned from the 6. And he'll get this up. And that's where they'll set up shop. The Raiders offense ready to get back at it. And look, they've been out of sorts throughout, Greg. They haven't had any answer for this pass rush all game.
Yeah, and it's really... in the sacks and also just in their ability to prevent any yards, any completions. This has just been a dominant pass defense performance here, and everything starts with the rush. The quarterback's uncomfortable. The clock gets sped up. He's got guys in his face. It's a lot easier to play defensive back, and in some of these coverage units, when you know that ball's got to come out fast, and right now, they're teeing off and taking advantage of it.
From the gun, they'll try to run it. Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's second down.
1 yard gain. Brings up 2nd and 9.
From the gun, it's O'Connell. A very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
Now O'Connell under pressure, and he'll go down. They got him.
We're starting to see in these passing situations, Mike, this defensive line is starting to have their way against this group up front, because right now, their pass protection is breaking down, and his quarterback's paying the price for it.
The Raiders have their punt team out there, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. This fielded inside the 35. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. So now here comes the Chargers as they get set to take over once more. And as we look back at some of the highlights of this one, Greg, definitely a lot to show from the passing game.
Yeah, and as good as the offense feels about their passing game, I think if you're on the defensive side of the ball, you've got a lot of learning to do, because you just get burned time and time again. You'd think at some point you'd make an adjustment and make a correction. So at this point, they've given up 4 touchdown passes. You're just not going to win a lot of games in the NFL giving up that production in one phase of the game.
Now a give up the middle, and he'll plow forward for a gain of 4 yards. Here's 2nd and 6. Now Herbert. To the right side here, pass is caught. And it'll be taken down, but it takes them across midfield down to the 40-yard line.
Well, so far here today, putting points on the board certainly hasn't been a problem, and plays like that are why. Think about it, Mike. Sometimes you just have to take what the defense gives you and not force something that's not there, and that mid-range pass results in a fresh set of downs.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. They'll run it with Dobbins out of the pistol. And he's brought down after a gain of a couple.
Offside. Defense.
So, a lot of options on the table now. It's 1st and 5. Herbert keeping it on the zone read. And it'll be taken down at the 25-yard line.
So, Mike, at the core of a successful zone read play is that the quarterback understands which defender is he responsible for. That is the defender they're trying to put in a bind. In this case, he chooses the runner. The quarterback pulls the ball, and he's able to take off for a big gain.
Throw to the right flat. It is caught. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Throwing now is Herbert. Now a deep ball toward the end zone.
The defender saw this the entire way, Mike. He actually ran the route before the receiver even got to his spot. I think they're fortunately this one didn't end up getting picked and going the other way.
Here comes 3rd and 6. On play action, now Herbert. 10 yards on the scramble there, and he picks up the 1st down.
This is an element that defensively you always have to be ready to defend. You can't just accept that it's a pass and be so consumed with the receivers downfield. You have to account for the quarterback as a scrambler. You can see why, as he's able to get out of the pocket and pick up the 1st down.
That one pinballs around, but it is incomplete.
They couldn't quite connect there on that short pass, Mike, and I just think it's worth reminding everyone how different the concepts are down here in the red zone than what the rest of the game plan calls for in the normal part of the field.
Out of the gun, here's a run up the gut. And he's just pushing guys out of the way, powering forward for a gain of 8. Try to run for it with Harris. A dive, and he's in! Najee Harris. Touchdown, L.A. Greg, nothing changed at halftime. They come right out to start this 3rd quarter and pick up where they left off.
Well, I think this defensive coordinator is going to think back to his halftime speech, Mike, because whatever adjustments he thought they made, it obviously didn't resonate. What we saw happen in the 1st half, they picked. Start the 3rd quarter, and at this point, the offense has hit its stride, and they continue to pull away.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kicks away. On the return, here comes Tucker. A good return as he takes it across the 30. The home team's offense about ready to take over once more. They're in need of points in a big way as they set out on 1st and 10. They'll send a tight end in motion right. On the toss, they'll run. And they bring him down, but not until he gets the 45-yard line. Here's 1st and 10. They go play action. It's O'Connell. He's got it downfield. Myers the connection. A couple of big plays to start this drive. How about 17 on this one? Up the middle they go. And some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4.
Brings up second and 4.
On play action, O'Connell. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing third down. Off the play fake, it's O'Connell. Gets that one complete to his tight end, Bowers. It's a pickup of 6. Down to the 16. They'll go with a counter on first down. And he surges forward for a gain of about 5.
He was taken down at the 10-yard line. It's a gain of 5. Brings up second and 5.
So, 3 quarters now in the books. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. They'll run right side with Madison. And he fought through one tackle, stayed on his feet, but they'll get him down for no gain.
Heck of an effort by this runner, Mike, just to get back to the line of scrimmage. I think most backs around the league, that play would have resulted in a loss, but not this guy. Continued to fight, continued to do everything he could to prevent the loss, but it still stopped for no gain.
From the pistol, it's O'Connell. To the end zone there, but complete. There defensively to break that one up. This one caught at the 4. And he will have the first down. So they roll the dice on 4th down in the red zone. And it pays off with 1st and goal.
I love this concept here. Really good job by the other receivers clearing out that space. Big tight end comes down with the catch, and it's going to bring up 1st and goal.
Now, faking the give. That is caught in the middle of the end zone. Jacoby Myers. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Touchdown here in the 4th quarter, Greg. They have a big mountain to climb, but at least they're technically still alive in this one.
And now, Mike, we're going to see them line up to go for 2. They're going to see if they can get this lead down to 16 points and still give them a chance to fight back here late in the 4th quarter.
Now O'Connell has the Raiders set to go for 2.
The Raiders will line up for the 2-point.
Out of the shotgun, O'Connell. That is caught, and they get the 2-point conversion.
I know it sounds like I'm being biased, Mike, but I'm really not. Down here this close to the end zone, especially on 2-point tries, the size, the length, the athleticism, and matchups these tight ends can create, man, they are a tough handle, and it leads to 2 points.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. On the return is McConkey. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The visitors' offense. And Justin Herbert getting set for this next drive. And he has been masterful so far leading this offense, keeping the mistakes to a minimum, on point with his passes, generally one step ahead of the defense all game long. 1st and 10. A run with Dobbins. And that one going to be closed down in the backfield. Great defensive play. Knifing in and dropping him for a loss.
At this stage in the 4th quarter, great job by the defense understanding exactly what the offense is trying to do. They're trying to bleed the clock, shorten the game. They completely sold out to stop the run, able to take them down for a loss.
Handoff here, up the middle, and he nearly got free. But as it is, gain of 6, it sets up 3rd down. Out of the gun, here's Herbert. Good job breaking the pocket and going for 14 yards, and most importantly, a 1st down.
This is the point in the game, Mike, where on 3rd down, you have to get off the field, and they do a great job. They defend everything in the pass routes, nowhere for the quarterback to go with the ball, but they don't keep him in the pocket. They let him escape, picks up the 1st down with his legs. They're going to be able to run more time off the clock.
On 1st and 10, it's a handoff. Wait a minute, it's a reverse. He's going nowhere, losing yardage on that play.
This is a play we've seen this offense have success with in the past, but here you have to wonder if they maybe tipped their hand a bit because that one went nowhere.
Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Now a play fake. Herbert. Off he goes. Good. Pocket and going for 14 yards, and most importantly, a 1st down. Flag. Looks like there was movement on the right side of the O-line. Back to the ground after the penalty. Just pushing defenders out of the way as he surges forward for a gain of about 5. Even with the lead, they're trying to press the tempo. Back to the ground. He'll get it again. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
2-possession lead, 4th quarter. This is the time, Mike, when you really can rely heavily on your run game. Everybody in the stadium knows you're going to run it, including the defense. They just can't come up with an answer to stopping it.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. Pistol here for Herbert. Throwing right, it's taken in. And they're going to be set up right around the 10-yard line.
Big-time completion right there, and this isn't just a spot where they're trying to run the game out here in the 4th quarter. They were not only trying to pick up points, but they're trying to get in the end zone and extend this lead. So really nice job here late. They're going to see if they can put this one out of reach.
Here's a chance to put this game away. 1st down and goal. Here's a run. And a nice run. It's down to the 5-yard line. Now here's 2nd and goal. They'll go with him again. And he'll get 3 yards here, down to the 2-yard line. Third and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he's so close to breaking the plane, but the official's going to come in and mark him short. So now it's 4th down. Here's Cameron Dicker now on for the field goal. This about as short as you can get. He is that kick is good. And the Chargers will extend their lead. The kickoff team is out on the field. And we're back to it as the kick's away. Very good kickoff. Returnable from the 4. Oh, very good field position to start as the return is past the 40. The home team their way back out to the field for their next possession. Things not looking good. But see if they get the turnaround going here. They'll start this drive with 1st down. To the sideline, and what a catch, and what a great job to keep the feet alive. Inbounds as good as you can do it. From the 39, here's a 1st and 10. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long. 2nd and 11. Here's O'Connell. That's brought in by Myers. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down.
It's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 8.
O'Connell to throw. That is incomplete. And here we go. They're down to what could be their final play. It's 4th down. To throw is O'Connell. He's got it at about the 8. And he will score. Touchdown, Raiders. A terrific all the way around, finished off by the receiver, who not only made the grab, but Greg turned it up and takes it into the end zone.
And that's the tricky part, Mike, that transition from receiver to runner. And in this case, he does it flawlessly. Look the ball in, secure the catch, and then get upfield and get yourself in the end zone. Well, we knew, Mike, this was going to take a miracle. All they needed to do was recover this, score, recover, and score again. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen, and this game's all but over.
Blown back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. He'll get this down to the 44, but that's about it. Here's 2nd and 9. Here's Dobbins. And he'll get this down inside the 40-yard line. That's a gain of 5 yards. You've got to consider this an absolute must-stop defensively. It's 3rd down. And yes, that'll get it. 1st down, marked at the 30. A good run will keep this drive going. Victory. In sight now as they'll take a knee. So they move inside the 20, 1st and 10 at the 18. So it's a win for the visiting Chargers. This was a game where both offenses were up and down the field, marching the ball at will, matching each other point for point. But in the end, they got a few more defensive stops than their opponents did. And that is the difference in this one. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody.